I would have to agree with the whole balance issue too. And I don't even have kids, and my husband's a project too. So, but I think sometimes that sometimes our biggest challenge is ourself. A lot of times, and maybe I'm just speaking about myself, but I have the feeling maybe there's at least one other lady in here that feels the same way. It's like, you kind of ask yourself, can I do that? Is that something that I know how to do, or maybe I'm going to fail, or, I just, I think sometimes I just go ahead and just do it. What's the worst that can happen? I ask myself, I'm like, well, I can embarrass myself, which no one's died of embarrassment. If that's the case, I would have been dead 20 times over. So, but you just push forward and just go out there and try something. Don't set limitations on yourself. And I guess this is something that I have to remind myself a lot of. But don't step in your way. Go out there, try something different, see what happens. It's amazing what you can do if you just go out there and try. And it's going back to having a support group. That's always good. Giving a mentor, somebody that can kind of give you some direction and maybe some ideas and maybe on what you can try. But just don't limit yourself.
Are there any questions that you have for our panelists? Over here.
I can talk loudly enough when I say that. Hi, I'm Tori Hughes, and actually Marion just mentioned what I was thinking of asking is, have you all officially mentored people, young women?
I'm sure everybody I would imagine that everybody in this room has, and it particularly coming from a retail background where a lot of kids coming right out of school get into that. I had wonderful opportunities to meet young women and help them decide what they wanted to do, and sometimes that decision was that it wasn't retail. Sometimes you had to help them figure out that it was something different, but I think that's one of the greatest gifts that we can give, whether it's to a female or a male. I think probably one of the people, if I've had any influence on anyone's life, that I probably had the most influence on was a young man that worked for me. So I think we have an obligation to that. I had lots of mentors in my life, and I hope that all of us feel that responsibility to do that.
I've also had the opportunity to mentor, first of all, through Lipscomb University. In a position that I held there, I worked with 350 girls as they were declaring majors, and they were just going through life issues and making it through. And that was a wonderful opportunity for me to experience their growth and to see them, develop and choosing careers and husbands and all the things that they do. And then as well at Questar, we have the opportunity a lot of times to mentor our candidates that come in that are looking for their next opportunity and looking for guidance as to what they want to be, when they grow up. So.
Any other questions?
I'm Doris Lynn, and I have many friends that are just outstanding women that have made a real contribution, but they're without jobs right now. What is your feeling for the best thing for them to do right now? Keep their spirits lifted, keep them out in the community. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, one thing I do want to let you know, Questar staffing, we have a Tuesday morning, not to get that plug-in, but we have a program that we just are offering our candidates and anyone that's looking for their next opportunity, and it's on Tuesday mornings. It's Hour of Hope, and what we really want to do, Doris, is get candidates out of their house, just get them up and ready for the day. We're offering tools to help them rebuild their resumes, a marketing plan. We've had special guests that have come in that have talked to these ladies or gentlemen about how this could actually be a good thing that's happened to them, and just some steps to go from there. And I can give you more information about that, and I'd love to.
Would one other person like to comment on
I think, well, of course, definitely taking advantage of opportunities like that, but I know over the past week I have had a lot of people just give me a call that have worked at our company before who have since lost jobs, and just maintaining that network. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and talk to somebody you may have worked for before. We're actually hiring. And because I know of a lot of people that are just afraid to pick up that phone and call past employers, past networks, but just don't stay in the house and give up. That's the worst thing you can do. And I think this is a bad time in a lot of ways, but it is a good time of opportunities. People can take the opportunity to retool what they might want to do and change careers and see what opportunities there are out there, because what may be at one time a dead-end job may be just a bright, promising career for somebody.
We have time for one more question.
Just a tagline on what she just asked. Are there any new skills that we need to, as women, to learn today?
It's a good question.
Oh, geez. You know, I'm trying to think. You know, social networking is kind of an interesting aspect because don't really know where that's going. There's so many opportunities out there, so many things to learn and try to figure out. You know, my husband just recently got on Twitter, and I'm like, what is Twitter? You know, are you tweeting? Where are you tweeting? And who are you tweeting to? You know, so you know, I would have to say, you know, try to, you know, I guess that kind of aspect. There's new things with social networking. There's different ways to promote companies. I guess just kind of investigate those maybe. Not so much for you to promote yourself, but maybe, you know, a business that you're working with. You know, you can provide them a new opportunity to get out in front of a new market or a new target audience. You know, obviously, your computer skills, I think it's just kind of a generic thing that everyone needs to know how to do. But you know, someone was talking about the lady with the clothing being unique. Where is she? You know, set yourself apart. You know, make yourself. What did you say? Indispensable.
To be irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable, indispensable. No one else can replace you. So, you know, those types of things to help develop in your career path there.
The only other thing I would add is a couple things, just especially for younger women, just be open to flexibility, being open in this global economy. If you're really focused on your career and you want to progress, you have to be open to new challenges, whether it means moving to a different functional position or even moving to another part of the country. I think that's critical. And then also what you were talking about, the technology, just be up to date on whether it's mediums for communication or just software tools, those type of things, and always continue to brush up on your communication skills, whether it's written or just in terms of speaking.
Thank you so much. If we could give a round of applause.